As always, a beautiful Republic Day parade this morning, and one by one we'll be bringing you all the visuals. Here's first wishing all our viewers a very happy Republic Day. Let's begin now with some of the visuals, and this is how our chief ministers and governors of different states celebrated. Take a look of how Tamil Nadu governor and chief minister were together on the stage when the flag was being unfurled. M.K. Stalin there you can see. Bhubaneswar, Odisha chief minister. Rajasthan, with Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot and the Governor. This is a protocol, remember, the Chief Minister and the Governor are together. So there is, of course, Bihar and other states as well. Even RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat seen unfurling the tricolour. Also Uttarakhand Governor and Chief Minister. Now look closely. It was in Telangana, and we have mentioned only the name there of the Governor Soundarajan. That's because Telangana Chief Minister KCR did not show up. As is the protocol, there had been a controversy over the location, how to have the ceremony. Despite the court's directive, the Chief Minister decided to skip the event because he was angry it appeared with the Governor, but it was only the Governor showing up there and looking fairly bad about how the Republic Day unfurling took place. In all other states, you can see the Chief Ministers and the Governors together. And as always, apart from the tableau and the dance and other colour and fanfare, it is what happens in the air right before the parade concludes. It was a massive show of strength by the Indian Air Force on the occasion of Republic Day with the Kartavya Path. Look closely, 50 aircraft showcasing aerobatics with over 80 types of different formations. Always goosebumps when we watch it, but here's a detailed report and some inside visuals from the choppers too.
There was a fabulous mix of aircraft, from attack helicopters to utility helicopters to fighter aircraft to transport aircraft and even a vintage aircraft. The Dakota, was there as part of this entire flypast. You also saw an interesting, addition to the mix this year, the IL-38, which was the only Indian naval aircraft to feature in this year's Air Force flypast. The IL-38 happens to be, a 44-year-old aircraft which will soon be decommissioned and retired from service. So today happens to be the first and last time, that people will see it in the Republic Day flypast. But apart from that, I think the real eye-catcher today, were the Rafale fighter jets. Most viewers will have missed the indigenous Tejas fighter aircraft, which featured a couple of Republic Day flypasts ago, but this year sadly did not make an appearance, probably because of, professional deployment commitments of the aircraft itself. But apart from that, the Jaguar fighter bombers, the Sukhoi 30 aircraft, the C-17s, the C-130J Super Hercules, which are the main transport aircraft now of the Indian Air Force, the AN-32s, and of course the Rafales were out in very, very big display. 9 Rafales participating, that's the largest they've ever had in terms of numbers in a Republic Day parade flypast, Nabila. So really, really big. And just so our viewers understand, these fighters arrive with clockwork precision from different air bases, around the northern area, from Ambala, from Jodhpur, etc. And then they land in Hindon, and some of them then take off and go back to their bases. So none of this is happening from very near Delhi, but air bases around Delhi.
And if you missed the parade, it is always, remember, the highlight of the men and women in uniform that many people want to look forward. It is the military strength on display, witnessing a spectacular presentation of discipline with grit as army contingents and other personnel marching on the Kartavya Path. Let's begin one by one about what did it really look like. Attired in specially designed regal uniform, the regal camels of the Border Security Force enthralling the audience at the Republic Day parade. For the first time, women riders of the decorated camel also participated in the parade, showcasing empowerment of Indian women in various fields, including the armed forces. And one of the highlights was the naval contingent of 144 young sailors marching down Delhi's Kartavya Path. Notable was the marching contingent for the very first time in history. 3 women, 6 men Agniveers.
Lieutenant Ashwini Singh, Sub-Lieutenant Priyanka Sharma, or Sub-Lieutenant M.
And of course, then was the 61st Cavalry, raised in 1953. The 61st Cavalry is the only serving active horse cavalry regiment in the world, amalgamation of all the state force units. The motto is Ashwa Shakti Yashobal. This, remember, while our armed forces personnel are marching, President Draupadi Murmu ensuring a salute of an all-women contingent from the Central Reserve Police Forces acknowledged. They are known as the peacekeepers of the nation at the Republic Day Parade. Force has the distinction of raising the first ever women armed police battalion in the world. And given our chief guest, not just the Indian Army, an Egyptian army contingent marched on the Kartavya Path. Military parade group of the Egyptian armed forces consisted of 144 soldiers, reflecting the greatness of the Egyptian state and its pride in its ancient history. So India is today celebrating its 74th Republic Day celebrations. The year's celebration were grand, and perhaps it appeared more grand than ever before. This time there was also a unique mix of countries' military power, cultural diversity and display of countries' growing indigenous capabilities, and very interesting themes of the tableau too. The celebration first started with Prime Minister Narendra Modi visiting the National War Memorial in the central Delhi, very close to the Kartavya Path, paid tribute to our heroes. Then President Draupadi Murmu led the nation in the Republic Day celebration, revamping this, remember, from the revamped Central Vista Avenue. And then, as all of us have waited, maybe not just as children but also as adults, 23 tableaux from 17 states on display. It's a highlight, as always, of the year's parade, but this time it was the veteran tableau, providing a glimpse of veterans' contribution in shaping and keeping our country safe. Along the lines of Make in India initiative, the Army also decided to showcase Made in India only systems at the march. There was a massive show of strength by the Indian Air Force, 50 aircraft being showcased with aerobatics with over 8 types of formations. 50 aircrafts performing the air show as part of the 74th Republic Day celebrations, acknowledged with a salute by the President too. These are some of the inside visuals from the chopper coming in to show you how exactly our pilots maneuver at that time.
50 aircraft participating, with the Rafale, the Sukhois, MiG-29s, the Jaguars, the Sarangs and other helicopters.
And here we can.
But this time there were also some surprises and many firsts. What does that mean? Because for the first time it was an Egyptian head of state attending the ceremony as the chief guest, and thereby for the first time it was an Egyptian army contingent taking part in the march, which usually just has our Indian armed forces. The 74th Republic Day celebration took place in the revamped Central Vista Avenue area that had been under construction. The vintage artillery with 25-pounder guns traditionally firing the thundering ceremonial 21-gun salute also could be heard. During the Republic Day celebrations, they were replaced now by 105 mm Indian field guns this year. So that was the new from what we remember as the earlier record that's given. Team of daredevils, motorcycle riders from the Corps of Signals were co-led by a woman officer this time. So for the first time, women were also made a part of the Border Security Forces Camel contingent too. So one by one we're going to show you how there were many firsts to remember this time. Take a look closely. Agniveers were also included in this parade. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's initiative to include common people, not just the VVIPs or the ones who can get tickets, at this event was clearly reflected from the front row seats. Workers who had built the Kartavya Path, where they are sitting right now, were given the front row view, acknowledging their hard work for building the Kartavya Path. There was a grand show, and by our forces, specifically the aerial show, included 9 Rafale aircraft and the Navy's IL-38. And now about some of the important awards and recognition that are also given to our heroes. Kirti Chakra is India's second highest peacetime gallantry award after the Ashok Chakra. Shaurya Chakra is the country's third highest peacetime gallantry award. Take a look at this report about how the armed forces heroes, and this time specifically Major Shubhang and Nayak Jitendra Singh, have been decorated with the country's second highest gallantry medal, the Kirti Chakra, for their valor and courage and determination for keeping this nation safe.
Major Shubhang and Nayak Jitendra Singh, 2 army heroes who have been decorated this Republic Day with the country's second highest gallantry medals for conspicuous acts of bravery executed in peacetime. The Kirti Chakra. Major Shubhang of the 62 Rashtriya Rifles gets the coveted Kirti Chakra for an operation on Jammu and Kashmir's Budgam last year. Leading a team of soldiers, Major Shubhang and two men received gunshot wounds while laying a tight cordon in a village where the terrorists were hiding. Despite his injuries, the officer killed one terrorist in an intense, extremely close quarter fight. He then chased the second terrorist from his position of advantage, so he could rescue his injured men. In his award citation, Major Shubhang has been praised for his bravery and stout leadership, going beyond the call of duty. Naik Jitendra of the 44 Rashtriya Rifles gets his Kirti Chakra for playing a pivotal role in 3 operations that resulted in 7 terrorists being killed. In one of the operations in Pulwama last year, Naik Jitendra killed 2 terrorists at extremely close range despite sustaining several gunshot wounds. The soldier is recovering from his injuries and has been formally praised for his indomitable spirit, exemplary initiative and supreme bravery. On this Republic Day, India thanks them for their service. Bureau Report, India Today.